back to another episode of Ollie in the Arctic. The weather is like Baltic here, where I am in the UK. It's so cold. We have a cappuccino. I say it's a cappuccino. Just like one of them sachets you get, you stick in the cup, pour the water in and hope for the best. Thankfully the best is pretty good. Okay, so no hat today, so stuck my hood up. In today's video we're going to continue what I started recording a couple of days ago, which is where I take a look at your Premier League clubs starts of the season. We are about a third of the way through the season so far, and I want to have a little look at how each team is doing in my opinion. So, in the first video I covered Newcastle, Norwich and Burnley. Since I recorded that video last night, Newcastle and Norwich played out a 1-1 draw. So let me quickly cover that. So I watched the game. I thought it'd be a fun game to watch. It was on Amazon Prime. Newcastle will not stay up if their players don't have a bit more discipline. I mean, I think it was Eddie Howe's first game in charge against Brentford. He had COVID. He was in isolation. Jonjo Shelvey was sent off in that game. In his first game at St James's Park last night against Norwich, Kieran Clark was sent off in the first 10 minutes of the game. I mean, what the hell he was thinking, I don't know. He pulled down Timu Pukki, give away a free kick. He was the last man, he got sent off. Newcastle then got a penalty later on. I mean, to be fair to them, they kept it goals with 10 men for ages. Then they took the lead through a Wilson penalty after a Billy Gilmore handball. And then Timu Pukki with a fantastic equaliser, great volley, got it level. And they share the points, which is brilliant for Norwich. They'll be disappointed they couldn't beat 10 men, but at the same time, they've now won 1 and drawn 2 of their last 3 games, and it's seen them move to 18th in the league on 10 points. They're unbeaten in 3 games under Smith, so fair play to Norwich and Dean Smith. First team we're going to have a look at today is Watford. They are in 17th place, played 13, won 4 games, only got 1 draw, and they've lost 8. They are on 13 points as it is right now, which overall is not that bad. I mean, 13 points, and then you look at 11th place Brentford on 16. I mean, 1 win for Watford and some losses along the way, which could happen. Okay, so Watford have a game in hand over Palace. Palace are on 16 points. Villa play Man City. Everton play Liverpool. Leeds have already played. They won last night. They're 2 points ahead of Watford. So if Villa lose, Everton lose, Watford win, they could easily move up to about 13th place. Okay, now admittedly, Watford play Chelsea tonight, I think it is, which won't be easy. And they have lost Ismail Sarr for about a month, I heard yesterday, which again won't be easy for them to overcome because it's a very important part of the way they play. But with Ranieri, I mean, if they can turn some of them losses into draws, then that'll help them. Only 1 draw from 13 games. I think sometimes you hear teams or people say, my team draws too much, or this team draws too much, etc, etc. But they've had some like memorable results. That in all fairness, they've not been topped themselves. Off the top of my head, there's no result that stands out where I'm like, wow, Watford got steamrolled. It might have happened, but I couldn't tell you against who. And with Ranieri, they have that like go hard or go home, so to speak, attitude. Like we're just gonna put it all out there. If we get battered, we get battered. If we win 3-4-1, brilliant. Maybe he needs to sort of calm that a little bit and look for the draws. And the only reason I say I don't watch them week in, week out. But when you're battering United 4-1 and Everton 5-1, whatever it is, but then in a couple of games you're losing, maybe it's just a case of being more defensive minded. Because I don't remember Ranieri being very great defensively. Yeah, he won the league with Leicester. He had two bloody mountains at the back with Wes Morgan and Robert Hoof. And then he had Christian Fuchs on the left. And former United right back, what was his name now? Danny Simpson, right back. So apart from Simpson, the other three are solid lads. Simpson was more a pacey lad rather than like strong mountain size, like a Hoof or a Morgan. And then they had Schmeichel in goal, and they had the pace of Mahrez and Vardy going forward and Drinkwater and Kante midfield. So they had it all working for them. And Mark Albright as well. At Watford, he's got some good players. He has Sarr, he has Dennis, who is in my fantasy football team. Seems very like a great find. Who the hell's this Dennis? It's brilliant. And then they got the lad whose name escapes me. He was in my team for a while. They've had him for a couple of years. He's been out on loan, like in Spain, for the last couple of seasons. He's finally getting on his debut though. He scored for Watford. He looked brilliant. And then they've got Josh King, who's weighing in with a couple of goals. He got a couple against Everton. He scored against United, didn't he? I believe. He scored on the weekend in a game they lost. Did they lose on the weekend? Let me look. Right, they did, didn't they? They lost to Everton, to Leicester. Yeah, okay. I had to think then. Yeah, they lost to Leicester 4-2, I think it was. So, if they can turn some of them losses into draws, they might be alright. Overall, I just think they're likely to go down. The way I look at it, I think, is that I look at defence and look at attack of the teams at the bottom. So let's have a quick gander. Newcastle's defence, crap. Burnley's defence is better than Newcastle's, it's better than Norwich's, it's better than Watford's, it's better than Leeds. Like in terms of experience of Burnley, I think they have a better defence than Newcastle and Norwich, Watford and Leeds. And quality as well. Then you look at attack. I think Newcastle's attacker was Sam Maximum, Wilson. Who was the other lad who was on last night? You got Joe Willock. Ryan Fraser, he had to go off because of the red card for Kieran Clark. They took off Fraser. They have Jolinton, if he finds some form. I think they have a good attack at Newcastle. Probably better than Burnley's, better than Norwich. Maybe level with Watford, if Watford kick on. And Leeds have some good attacking players, but a lot of injuries. So if you weigh all of that, I think Watford probably come short defensively, but have the attack to do alright with midfield. Maybe not that great in midfield. I think Watford will be one of 4 teams at the end of the season at the bottom of the table. So the potential that they'll go down. I don't see them finishing higher than 17th place though. Next we have Southampton in 16th. I heard a podcast yesterday and they were talking about Ralph Hasenhuttl. let's say now, when he was at Leipzig, I think that was his last club before joining Southampton, I believe so anyway. He got them to like second in Bundesliga, and there was like hopes that he'd go on to something better. I don't know if he fell away after that and he got the sack, I'm not too sure what the deal was there. But they never expected him to end up at Southampton. Now he's had some horrible results. I mean, the big ones, like less than 9-0, weren't it? It happened twice. I can't remember now, there was a couple of really bad results anyway for Southampton. But he's had to work with some really crappy situations, from losing Danny Ings, losing Vestergaard, not being allowed to really spend much money. They brought in Armstrong from Blackburn. He's got a couple of goals, scored on his debut. He's not really kicked on and got them the amount of goals that they may have hoped for. They've been able to keep hold of James Ward-Prowse, which is always important to keep hold of a fan favourite and a hometown lad. I think his hometown lad is come through the youth academy anyway. And they've brought in some half decent players. Livramento, the lad from Chelsea, looks very good. They also brought in Brozier, the striker from Chelsea, who's out on loan in Holland last season. He's got, I think, 1 or 2 goals in the cup or whatever. He has a lot of potential, that does. I don't think he'll realise it at Chelsea though. But they still have some of the same issues. I mean, they lost Ryan Bertrand as well. Going into the season, he's at Leicester. He left on a free. They still rely on somebody like Oriol Romeu, who for me is one of the dirtiest players in the league. He's on a level with bloody hell, Charlie Adam back in the day at Stoke. A really good result for Leeds when you consider the injury problems they have and the lack of goal scorers they have in their team. Bamford being their main striker, and he's been out injured for however long, and he just doesn't score a lot either, does he? You have Patrick Bamford, who admittedly doesn't score half as many goals as he should do. Calvin Phillips, England regular, recently been asked to play in central defence and withdrawn at half time the other day by Bielsa. So there's a few rumours going around. Is there an issue there between Bielsa and Phillips? Is Phillips refusing to sign a new contract? Is Bielsa being a bit of an arse to him? They brought in Dan James in the summer transfer window, as well as Junior Firpo. I don't see much of Junior Firpo, I don't watch much of Leeds, but obviously I've seen Dan James for United over the last 2 years. If you play him regular and you make him like an important player in your team, he'll perform like an important player. But he needs help. I mean, he's only a young lad himself, he can't do it all on his own. They also have Rafinha there, who scored the penalty last night for Leeds against Crystal Palace. Overall, I don't think their defence is strong enough. When they first came up and they had Meslier and goal, I was like, how is this young kid? Because he looked like really young and small to me, like not big enough to be a goalkeeper. I was thinking, how is he going to keep them in the Premier League? But he's done alright, like last season obviously, and he pulls off some brilliant saves. But the defence, when you have what was his name, the lad from Scotland, Liam Cooper, is still one of your first choice defenders. I think that's when you have an issue. I do like Luke Ayling. I think he's a very good fullback. They have the lad they signed from Man City, is it Roberts? I think so. It comes off the left wing, I believe. Or is it me off the top of my head remembering this stuff? But they have an alright team. No nothing special. I mean, they spent decent money on Rodrigo last season. I think he came from Valencia, from what I remember, and he's not really done anything, has he? By the standard that Leeds fans would have expected. I was spending all this money for the first time in years on one player. He's coming in from Spain. He's going to come into the business. Guys, they've just shown a clip from the Norwich Newcastle game I was watching last night. I forgot the part where Delia Smith was caught on camera fast asleep in the ground. I mean, it's a bit shady to record it, to film her doing that. It's a bit of an embarrassment. Anyway, yeah, it's a bit unfair in my opinion. Right, so Leeds, yeah, Bielsa, he's a funny bugger, ain't he? I think some of his tactics have been found out this season. There is talk that he makes his players run that much, which we've heard over the last couple of years, that potentially it's maybe catching up with them now. You know, you can only ask them to run so much before players just over a season or two, or even 3 seasons, some of these players have been playing for him just can't keep running, which I could understand easily. You know, injury problems are going to start kicking in, and players are just going to be like, hang on, this isn't working, we need to change things up a little bit. I don't think he's really one for changing too much if he doesn't have to. I find him quite annoying the way, I don't know, his own little quirky ways, but just the way he stares at the ground all the time is really odd. I can't get my head around it. Like, if you try to, like, when you watch this video tomorrow, when you're up and about, try looking at the ground for like 10 minutes. It gets very boring, and he'll do it for pretty much a whole game. It's craziness. So I think Leeds need some investment. I don't know if their owner will do that and invest the sort of money that needs to be put into that club, but they need a top striker. Bamford is not going to get you 20 goals a season, which, if you're not getting it from a collective, then you're not going to stay up. If Leeds had players popping in with 3 or 4 goals each, then between 5 or 6 of them throughout the season, let's say you got 5 players, they all get 4 goals, that's 20 goals, and then you got a striker who can get you 15, then that's 35 goals. That's a goal a game. That might be enough at a push to stay up. But when you have a team that doesn't pop up with 5 goals each, and a striker getting 15 goals, you're going to struggle. You know, if you've got 2 players who can get 10 each, and then a few goals from a few other players, again, that's fine. But they just don't score a lot of goals each night down. Too many draws, 6 draws, 5 losses, 3 wins, 15 points they're on. Another team that needs to turn some of them draws into wins if they have to have any chance at all of staying up this season. I believe they'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, one of the bottom 5 teams at the end of the season, and I would not be surprised at all if they're one of the bottom 3 and Newcastle spend a lot of money in the window and climb out and Leeds get dragged in. That would not surprise me in the slightest. It'd be a shame because I've enjoyed seeing Leeds back in the Premier League. I also won't be shocked to see Bielsa get the sack before the end of the season and somebody else brought in to get him out of this position. Maybe Big Sam. You heard it here first, guys.